Welcome, you guys. This is going to be our gentle restorative practice for this week. And those of you joining me live right now, this is just a reminder. I will be here this week, next week, but then the 22nd through the 29th, I will be taking a group down to Peru. So that week, I'll be sending off videos before I leave. That way, you guys are completely prepared to have all the practices you typically take. And of course, you can do it at any time that's allotted for your schedule. But anyway, we're going to do a combination of gentle movement and restorative positions today because last week um, we just did all restorative. So we're going to add in some movement. Let's go ahead and have everything available, meaning 2 blocks, bolster, blanket. I don't think we're going to use a strap. Okay, and I'll just meet you on the mat. Now let's start sitting on the edge of a bolster. And that way the knees can kind of drop down a little ways towards the floor. Extend your spine
There's
upward,
no sound.
stacking each vertebra on top of one another.
Great.
Closing the lids of the eyes. Opening up the breath of life. Feeling your lungs expand internally, but also freely letting the breath go. So there's this ebb and flow, filling up and emptying out. Let your breathing help to sedate the mind, bringing you more into the present moment so it's not running away. Let the breath help you to tap back into your body so that you are being mindful with your movements. And slowly begin to crack your eyelids open. We're going to lift the arms. We're going to cross the arms into a wide X shape. Just remember which arm is on top. Turn your hands to face each other. Lace them up. Roll the wrist in towards your chest and then out and away. So you're attempting to straighten your arms, but they may not want to go perfectly straight. And I'll be honest, it depends on my thumb joints, on whether or not my hands want to continue to reach away from the body. This helps to prevent carpal tunnel syndrome. Think about how everybody these days are on their phones and computers. We're constantly using our hands and wrists. And then gently bring the arms back. And then crisscross the opposite way, same maneuver. Lace up your fingers, roll your wrist forward and out. Just do the best you can. Please don't force the arms straight. Bring them back in and release. All right, we're going to scoot away from the bolster and the blankets. We're going to come up to stand. When you come up to stand at the top portion of the mat, just kind of rock and roll on your feet. We're going to let the arms just kind of hang naturally beside us, and then we'll start circling the wrist. And as we circle the wrist, you're just going to eventually take your arms to your sides and up overhead, and then reverse that motion and gently bring the arms back down. All right, take your right arm in front of you and flip your fingers to face the floor. Your left hand is going to pull back on those four fingers. And this is probably the most gentle way to stretch the wrist. Sometimes we do this from a tabletop position, but with the weight bearing, it can be much more intense. Again, this is the more gentle way of doing it. Now extend your left arm, flip the fingertips to be face down. Your right hand is not pulling the thumb, only the four fingers. Now that we've been working with the hands and the wrists, we're going to work a little bit with the feet. So as you inhale, you're lifting your heels, bringing the arms out in front of the chest. And then as you exhale, let your heels descend and your arms come back. Inhale, pick up your heels, this version of chair pose, and then exhale, settle back down. Inhale, shifting forward, balancing on the balls of the feet, and then exhale, coming back. One more of those. Inhale, lifting the heels, bringing the arms out in front to help you to balance, and then bringing the feet back down solid to the ground. Hands come to prayer position. Let's sweep the arms to the sides and up. And as you exhale, bring your palms together. Go ahead and softly bend your knees and fold over your legs. It's okay to wiggle the arms. It's okay to bobble the head as you come into this forward fold. I know this is the more yin version of the forward fold, but it may still be a little early to go into the full Uttanasana. Notice how when you take a deep breath in and when the breath pours out, how your spine can actually gravitate lower towards the ground. All right, on your next in-breath, let's grab those blocks, set them beside the feet. Step your right foot back behind you and lunge that left knee. And as you're lunging that left knee, drop the hips just a bit and lift your chest like you're doing a little bit of a cow tilt. And then as you exhale, pull into the pelvic floor, puff up to your shoulder blades, and drop your head chin to chest. And then inhale. And exhale. The same maneuver. Inhale. And exhale. Now, off step your right foot and come up to Virabhadrasana 1, where your hips are square, you're facing the front side of your mat, and your arms are framing your face. And then slowly straighten out the front leg. Bring your hands around to your hips or waist and start to fold forward. Now try to keep the elbows lifted as you pour over the front leg. Gaze towards your left toes. Notice how it's more difficult without the blocks versus now sending the hands down to the blocks. Now your hands can be stationed here. You don't have to worry as much about balance. But check in with your flexibility, because it may be that you could buckle the arms and flow down a little bit more towards the knee. Version of pyramid pose. Inhale, straighten your arms. That will help to lift the head and the heart again. Lunge the front knee, wiggle the right toes back. And then we're going to spring the back foot forward and immediately step the left foot back to do the same sequence. So inhale, you're letting your hips drop as your head lifts. And as you exhale, you push down through your palms, you pull up through the pelvic floor, rounding your back. Inhale, subtle cow. Exhale, cat stretch spine. One more. Off, step your left foot and lift up, warrior one. And warrior one, affirmation in Ananda Yoga. You can repeat this silently in your mind once, twice, or three times over. I attune myself to the will of higher power. I attune myself to the will of higher power. Let's bring the hands down to the hips. Let's slowly straighten out through that front leg, and then you're just going to tip forward. At first, keeping the elbows splayed nice and wide. That will help keep the chest open. Gaze down past the front foot. And then notice how gravity compels us to want to drop more. So let's go ahead and spill the hands down. Testing the waters here to see if it's available to hinge even more. And affirming here as you hold, I give myself over to the flow of grace. I give myself grace. Now lift your head and your heart, lunge the front knee, wiggle the left toes back. We're going to drop the back knee and join the right knee beside it. Move the blocks out of the way to plant your palms. And make sure that your hands are not locked under the shoulders, but beyond, because we're going to curl the toes and lift up to downward facing dog. Now in our downward facing dog today, I want us to walk it out. So lunge the left knee and push down with your right heel as far as you can. And now lunge the right knee, straighten out your left leg, and send your left heel firmly towards the floor. Doing it again, walking the dog. Couple more times. Just pedaling the feet, stretching the calves and the heels. Now walk your hands back toward your toes. This time in the forward fold, we're going to try to do Uttanasana. So remember the first one, we were bending the knees. Let's try to keep the legs straight. Notice the difference. Inhale, root your feet down, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, dive back in with straight legs. And then we're gonna walk it down the mat. So bend the knees to get the hands to the floor, and you're coming through to plank. From plank, you're pushing the ground away from you so that you're strengthening not just your arms, not just your bone density, not just your shoulders, but your upper back, your core, your quads. And then let the knees come down. All right, now we're gonna do a little restorative. The first thing I want you to do is build up Stonehenge. And I would like you to have your blanket today, fold it up. Now you could also use a toss pillow since you're at home. and you're going to sit on the edge of it. Your left foot is going to slide through the middle of the blocks for Janu Shirshasana. Your right foot connects to the straight leg. Now, the farther out the props are away from you, the more you have to hinge down, which means the more open the hamstrings, and you're going to really feel it. So since this is meant to be restorative, let's pull the blocks a little closer, alongside the knee, perhaps. That way we don't have to lean as far and not really target the hamstrings necessarily. But we can bring the hands to prayer position to rest on with the third eye. You could also cross your arms and lay your head down. And then if you're just really wanting to feel the stretch and you don't really feel it here, then of course you can slide it away and come down a bit more. But again, you don't want to go even close to 100% of your flexibility. Maybe 50%. 50% or less. Close your eyes. Affirming here as you hold left and right and all around. Life's harmonies are mine. So just think about when things aren't going our way or when we start to go into victimhood mode. That's a good affirmation to consider. Left and right and all around. Life's harmonies are truly mine. It's just trusting and believing everything is happening for a reason. Even though it doesn't appear to be so, it is so. Inhale, let's begin to back away from that position. And we're going to do the same thing second side. So just cautiously slide your left foot out so you don't knock it over. And then slide your right foot through. And open up from your left hip. Each side's different. I would begin with the blocks closer to you. Resting in prayer hands. And if you want a little more, slide it away. But please don't go too deep. We are going to be here for a little bit. Few more breaths. Yeah. We're going to move these props to the side a moment. In fact, we're even going to slip the blanket away. Now, when you're sitting here, have your left foot coming in towards your pubic bone first, and your right foot coming in front of that. Let let your hands rest on your lap. Lift up through your chest. Turn towards your right knee and drop down over your lap, sweeping to the left and inhale to the top. And we're going to do the circling Kriya. Feel free to close your eyes and go to any pace of your liking. Now, come back to the top. And you're going to keep the right foot in front, but you're just going to slide it forward a few inches. Your left knee will lift, and you're going to bring that foot around on the outside of your hip. You may want, basically we're going towards a half pigeon, okay? That half pigeon is the right shin in front of you. You're lifting up and folding forward. So you're welcome to bring blocks or a bolster in front of you. If you don't want to settle all the way to the ground. Slowly starting to lift. And when we lift, we're going to bring the right foot in closer, bring that left foot around so now it's in front, hands on the lap, lifting up through the shaft of the spine, turning, spilling over the left leg, and circling Kriya in the opposite direction. Again, slow, medium, or fast. Let your intuition guide you. back to the top. The left foot will slide out. Lean to that left sit bone so you can lift the right knee. Bring that foot around and see, you can be on the top of the foot or you can flip to the inseam, doesn't matter. We'll bring the bolster back in. Blocks are fine too. Stonehenge is okay as well. Lifting up and folding forward to the half pigeon. Slowly start to back away. And we'll bring the right foot around and separate the left foot to the other side, cupping a hold of the shins, moving through for cow, and retracting the belly in to cats. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Continue. Back to sit in a cross-legged position. We'll have the right arm looping under the left, kind of like what we did earlier for the warm-up, except we're doing eagle arms this time, which means bringing the hands up and intertwining the rest of the way. Feel the work happening around your shoulder blades. We'll add in a little bit more by inhale, lifting the hands up higher, and then exhale, dropping the elbows lower, and just lifting up and down twice more as you breathe. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhale back down. All right, now when you come back up to that midpoint, you're gonna scoop your left arm underneath the right, hooking that hold and squeezing it in. Then we'll take the left arm under the right, which it already is, so it can really stay. Hands can continue to intertwine, even arms the opposite way than before. Holding and breathing here. And then inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, squeeze them towards the chest. And we'll do that twice more. Breathing in and up. Breathing out and down. In and up. And down. All right, this time the right arm hooks underneath the left. And we're squeezing it in. Got one more to work with the chest and shoulders. The hands are gonna lace together behind the back of the head. We're gonna protrude the heart forward. And then as we exhale, round it out. Inhale, splay the arms. Exhale, round it out. 3 more. Now, find all your props again. Because we're taking the blocks into a slide. Now you can have it tall, medium. You can have it medium, low. And that's the one I'm going for today, but you can do either one. Once your bolster is set in place, we're gonna need the blanket too. Or again, toss pillows will work. The blanket will open up this direction, nice and wide, and we'll loosely roll up the blanket. We'll sit in front of the slide. It's going to be for our back. But we're going to take the blanket over the feet. And then you roll the edges and stuff under the shin or calf on both sides. Then we lower. And now that you're moving more to your back, if you have a towel or eye bag, you're welcome to use it. Your arms can relax beside you, palms facing up. You're gonna lounge, rest, and breathe. So I'm going to give you an option here. You're welcome to stay in this position for Shavasana. You are welcome to stretch out your legs at this point for Shavasana. Or you can follow what I'm going to do, which is losing the blocks to lay the bolster down, unrolling the blanket to cover up, to be in a restorative back bend for Shavasana. So there's options. I'll give you a moment to adjust if you're switching places. And as soon as you settle in, take 7 yogic breaths.
breath falls away naturally. Focus on softening and relaxing all 10 toes, the arches and ankles of both feet. And relax your calves, shins, knees, and thighs. Relaxing the pelvic floor, the hips, the buttocks. Relaxing the belly, chest, and all down the back. Softening the shoulders. And allowing that relaxation to spill down the arms, palms, and fingertips. Relaxing the throat, the neck, all the facial muscles, even the scalp upon your head. Dropping in state of a being. Letting go of any doom. Other than to detach away from any distraction. So that you can be here now. Present in mind and body. slowly begin to open up my breath, as well as a little movements in the extremity. Maybe bending your knees, rocking them side to side. Rolling over to one. Coming up to form a seat. Sitting upright. We'll close out our practice with our hands in Anjali Mudra. Hope this blend is exactly what you needed today. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.